Welcome to Three Things. Tonight's guests make up the duo that's the hottest underground podcast on White Sox Twitter. In one corner, we have a man who earned his first 108 tourney appearance in 2020 by finishing sixth in the Dollar Dog tournament last year, eating a whopping 51 dogs, which is roughly half his body weight, and prompting Dollar Dog King Matt Nom Nom Nomson to say he eats pretty well for a small guy. He's also quite possibly the best rapper in White Sox Twitter. In the other corner, we have the only challenger to the 108's throne for best hair in the White Sox podcast space. He's also probably too man pretty to actually appear on a 108 show. Welcome to the stage, the Sons of Hahnarchy, Steve-O and Hot Take Tommy. Thanks for coming on to Three Things, boys.
Oh, my God. It is a fucking pleasure. You're absolutely right about blushing. I was almost, to be honest, I think I was blushing more for Tommy.
Fucking man pretty. That's ridiculous.
Those are the biggest compliments I've heard in a long time.
Look at the flow he's got, though, man. Look at that. That thing is just so gorgeous. Like, I want to let my hair out, but I'm intimidated, you know, and I'm normally not. Normally, I'm like, I got the best hair in the room. Not today.
No.
I think my Sox Summer said man pretty in a chat earlier, and we were all like, yeah, you got to use that.
Yes.
He is man pretty. Look at him. Top-faced Tommy. Come on. His face is wild compared to his looks. Shit.
I didn't know I was talking to the fucking fly over here. Like, what are those glasses, bro? What?
Glasses are really rivaling the goggles from the 108 tourney. So kudos. Kudos.
We're going too far into this. I want to show everybody that I've been doing a lot of watercolor work. So I did the Three Things logo.
Nice. What happened to the crotch, dude?
Dog, dude. There's no crotch.
That crotch has got some different colors going on. I don't know about your watercolors.
Hey, listen. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why you got to sexualize my hot dog?
Because Grandpa Hog should not be eaten on a bun, man. That's weird.
Actually, that is a great call, Steve-O. I need to do a Grandpa Hog watercolor before this is all through.
Oh,
I think I need to do that.
You should actually do it while we're taping the show right here.
Do it right now.
Hey, I got to focus.
We'll just watch.
focus.
As usual. All right, gentlemen. So that was thing one, the intro for you guys. Now, thing two, since there are two of you, we're going to let you each ask a question to bat around to the group.
All right.
Shit.
Who
Tom, you
wants to go first? Tommy?
Ladies first.
I'm going first because Steve doesn't know what his question is yet. All right. So, guys, the main thing that I was hoping to hear from you, I want to know what each of your favorite memory is from the ballpark specifically, or the lots surrounding your favorite memory that you could not remember the next day.
Oh man!
So whether it's hearsay or whatever, I want to know.
You know what? I'd like to go first if you guys don't mind. We attend a lot of games and we make jokes about this shit on Friday nights. Like, it's a big thing if you wake up on Saturday morning and you could actually remember who won the game, and then also like the final score. And I'm pretty sure this was a Friday night, but the White Sox turned a triple play in a game against the Rangers, and the next day I was watching the MLB, like on MLB app, and the replay, and I'm like, fuck, I don't remember this happening, man. I was there for a triple play. Awesome. No, I couldn't believe it, even though I had no clue that that it actually happened.
Fucking incredible.
It's fair to say, Beef Loaf, that I'm not really sure. Well, you especially, and then also Chirizi too. I'm not sure you guys even eat dinner before you come on Fridays. Sometimes Chirizi will say, "Oh, I'm gonna eat something, and I'll come down to your house." But Loaf, you do not eat. No, so those Friday nights are like you're walking a tightrope a lot of nights. Like you're going to be really smashed and just get goofy. It's going to be goofy. And then that Saturday morning, I'm hungover. It's definitely in the cards for you mostly.
I can't eat because like I'll get too full and then I can't, I can't really enjoy myself drinking that much beer. You know, the beer like fills you up like a motherfucker. Right. So I never do that. But sometimes what we do is we'll come back after the game having a few more beers, and I'm like debating whether or not I'm gonna. Well, I could go that route, but it's hard.
I want him to black out.
Tommy, it's hard to get the vendors to bring you down like a vodka soda to the seat. You know, I don't want to move. I want them to come and bring the drinks to me. You know,
they would do it.
Yeah, that's true. They might. I mean, given all the years we paid on this, but we come home after some of them Friday nights, and once in a while I'll order a pizza, and if you see our group with like a couple jumbo pizzas from Rick and Benny's, because it'll be the only place open at that time. We just attack that shit. We'll be standing around my kitchen island just hogging away at some pizza from Rick and Benny's. So that's when I eat like midnight that night.
All right, nice.
So I guess this one is amongst the core 108 group. This is kind of a funny tale that we all tell, or that they all tell, I should say. And I genuinely, it's very fuzzy if I remember any of it at all. But apparently someone on way more gummies than My Sock Summer could possibly be on actually looked at me. They looked at my face and said, "You know who you look like? You look like George Clooney." And now I'm assuming they confused George Clooney with Tommy Chong. But nevertheless, that had to be a great moment. I don't remember that moment, but I've been told about it, and I hear that I acted like I believed them, and then soon ushered them away from us.
It's quite a night for you. I mean, they were looking to buy drugs, and unfortunately, you didn't have any to sell them. So
well, that's funny. I think Beef, you know this about me. And I don't really partake. I think most people think that I partake in that kind. I drink a lot, but I don't partake in that really. Nothing against it. I partook quite a bit in my earlier.
That's why they think you partake.
People always think I'm holding. Like people always think
you look like you're holding.
We were at it was me and my buddy the dude. We were at this concert. We were at Nine Inch Nails and Queens of Stone Age. It was actually after Game 3 of the Red Sox White Sox series.
The one where LDS.
Yeah, the one where El Duque, put out the came in with the bases loaded. So it was after that, and we're at this concert, and we're like, it's at the Rosemont. So like, we're all the way back against the sound stage, like on the floor, and you see this guy coming, kind of like zigzagging up through the crowd, and he's not stopping at anybody. He's just like going, and he had to walk from the fucking front of the stage all the way back to the sound stage where I'm standing, and he just walks right up to me and he goes, "Hey man, you holding?" And then I was like, you didn't ask anyone. You didn't ask anyone in the clouds of smoke that you walked through. You came right up to me and asked me.
I've never been asked if I'm holding, by the way.
Well, you gotta hang out with me a little bit more after we can go back outside.
Tommy, you look soul crushed that you've never been asked this. You feel like you're being left out here,
Be like, come on, guys. Like, I could maybe do
We were just talking earlier about your Protestant guilt that you didn't even drink until you were 21. Yeah. So let's not even go there.
Yeah, I held out, guys.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't drink until maybe 2 months before my 21st birthday.
And then it was unleashed, right? Like, if you're anything like me.
I didn't, yeah. Probably saved my life that I didn't drink that young.
Right? Like, shit.
Well, you'd look like this.
So, are you holding though? Like,
no, I sold everything to My Sock Summer.
Oh, shit. Well, you can tell.
I'm trying to think, and guys, if you can help me out here, I can't. Anything that like happened that I don't remember, I fucking don't remember. Like I'm trying to plow through this. The one story I was going to tell is just the drunkest day that we've all three of us have ever been at the park together. When that picture that we post a lot where we got our hat, you have a bag on your head, Loaf. And
that was the time when I wore the bag, and I actually I brought 2 bags, and neither one of you fuckos wanted to wear one. So I gave it to another guy who was like across the aisle from us, and he was probably wearing that shit. And he brought it back to another game, and he's like, "Dude, where's your bag?" I'm like, It's only a one-time thing. What the fuck? I'm not wearing that every day. Like, fucking animal.
No, we went down, and this was pre 108, like before we were like doing this whole thing, like before it was official, before it was Facebook official. And we were hanging, and I was meeting a buddy down in the lot, and he's just like, oh, meet me in lot, whatever, lot F. And I was like, okay. And I get there and I can't find him. I'm walking around, and I brought like a bunch of beers with me. I had one of the beers I know for specifically was the Unsessionable by Revolution Brewing, which is like 10%. So I'm just drinking it, and I'm not finding him. So I'm like, well, I got to hurry this up so I can get in the park. So I drink the 3 beers that I brought with me rather quickly. Christ. Then I find him, and he's like, get over here. So we're hanging out, and he's like, all right, we're shotgunning this Miller Lite. And I was like, no, we're not. And he's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, we are. So I just shotgun. And then like after that, I'm like, oh, all right, now I'm going, right? And I'm starting to get into that fun drunk. And I get in and I slam another light, and then he's like, all right, we're doing another shotgun. I'm like, all right. So I drink like I want to say 4 to 5 lights within an hour, and then go into the park, copped on one whatever I already had. So I'm at like 7 or 8 beers now. And then with, get in there, get a beer before I even go down to the seats. These guys are down there and they're fucking slammed. I'm slammed. And like we're ordering like we regularly would order on any other Sunday. And I just remember, I don't remember the game whatsoever. I know the game was playing. But I remember going.
I know the game was playing.
It was playing. It was happening. I look up and I feel really, really, really drunk. And I look at the scoreboard. And it's the 3rd inning, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm not going to make this shit. Like, I am not making this.
Oh, yeah.
Shockingly, we made it. And, like, after the game was over, we had from 7th inning until the end of the game to sober up. So we went to the Shy Sox Bar and Grill afterwards. God. And those 2 monkeys fucking got in because they went through some other way. And I try to walk into the front and fucking... Like I stumble right in front of the guy, and the guy's like, "You ain't coming in here. You're too drunk." And I'm like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" And like, all in my head, you are totally hammered. You do not need to go in there. But like now, it's like I have to prove to this motherfucker that I can get in here. So the boys are looking at me because they'd ordered food, and they're like giving me the looks. And I go, "Hold on, 1 second, 1 second." And I walk over, and you know how they have those flower beds that are right there, and they're only like 3.5 foot tall. I just step right over top of them and just walk over there. And these guys are like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And I was like, oh, that motherfucker thinks I'm too drunk to be here. Where's the fucking give me a beer?
You're sober enough to walk over that 3 foot tall shrubbery. Like, hey, let's go.
Oh my God.
The only way I could describe his walking was like if he had an anvil tied to his back. Yeah. Like that's like just the weight just kind of grabbing him around, like pushing him here and there.
That was so great because when you got in there,
exactly that.
When you got in there, like we asked you, why the fuck did you come in that way? And you're like, oh, they wouldn't let me in. They said I was drunk because I almost fell down when I was walking up. Teresa and I look at each other like, well, yeah, that'll do it.
Usually. God.
What about you guys? What's the drunkest? What did you guys have? What is your experience?
Shit. Tom, you got anything? I'll let you go first unless you need a minute.
Drunkest I've ever been at a Sox game was my 21st.
I was going to say, did you have your 21st there?
Yeah, exactly. So I've never drank before, and I was like planning it out. I was like, I'm gonna have a drink with this guy. Steve-O actually was my first beverage ever. Was Steve-O.
Wow.
Got me a Pacifico.
I bought him a 12-pack of Pacificos with lime because I knew he wouldn't be able to handle the hoppy shit. I said, start with this.
So I had one of those, just one. I was like, all right, I'm real smart about this. I got it. So I had one, and then I went over and had what I thought was going to be one beer with another buddy of mine from childhood. Ended up being a beer, a shot, and a beer. And then... So I'm already like, all right, let's calm down. Like, I'll wait till the game. So I'm walking over to my sister and my now brother-in-law's car, and he was like, here, drink this. And it's a Smithwick's, and I'm drinking it on the way to the ballpark. Definitely not in a car because that's illegal. Come
Of course
on. Stop it.
Getting started on that. Fuck.
Steve is never mind.
Not him.
So I'm taking care of that, and then I'm like, man, I'm good at drinking. Like, come on.
Oh, there it is.
So
You
then
got the confidence already. You got the beer muscles flowing. The game
Yeah, I'm
hasn't
like,
started yet.
dude, this is so easy. God, everybody sounds like
problems.
people tell me these drunk stories. Like, that's probably nonsense. Come on. So I get out of the car. I'm like, wow, this is weird. We're parked in front of Cork and Kerry. I feel like we're gonna get a ticket. But I'm like, I don't say anything because I'm not driving. And then I get out and I stumble and I'm like, uh-oh. so then I walk to the gate and I'm like, this is a new feeling. Going into gate 5, and then I had like, I don't know, however many beers I had at the game. Made friends with one of the guys that, what are they called? They walk up and down the aisles. They give you beer.
Beer vendors.
Thank
The
you.
vendors.
Hello.
So then so he gives me a couple beers. It's all fun and games, and then I crack the shit out of my iPhone screen in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then so like the classic 21st birthday, right? So you're at the ballpark, you drop your phone, it's screwed. You're like, fuck me. Good thing my parents were there, because you got to get
I
shit
always
faced
say.
drunk in front of your parents for the first time
yeah.
ever. That's
great.
good. And I mean, I think I remember. I mean, I don't remember. I don't know who they were playing. I don't know. I think I was on the third base side, maybe, but that's about it. But I gotta say, it was my brother-in-law giving me that Smithix. That was like, I had it planned, and that was not part of the plan. And so there you go.
Wasn't a shot.
yeah. I also the lukewarm honey. What was it? Tennessee, the fucking Jack Daniel's honey.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting.
It was like room temperature, just like I'd never experienced any whiskey before, and I was like, this is just sugar, right? I didn't taste anything, and then I was drunk. So go figure.
Beautiful.
There you go.
My God.
How about you, Steve?
Oh shit. I'm gonna go back only as far as this past summer. So one game I decided it was kind of spur of the moment. We were like, me and my roommate from this past year. I just moved out. I moved in with my girlfriend.
Suburbs.
Yep, out in the West Burbs now. But we were living in
Good stuff, good
Lakeview.
luck.
Yeah, thanks. But hey, you guys all know, so I don't want to, including Tommy. So I don't even want to hear it from any of you fuckers. But anyway, my roommate and I, who best friends from college, we decided on a Sunday, we're like, fuck it, let's go to a ball game on a Sunday. Just, even though it was at the beginning of the school year, I didn't give a shit. Let's just do it.
He's a teacher, by the way.
Yeah,
Sunday
educating
fun day,
the youth of
baby.
America.
Nice.
You already know. We got in touch with a couple of other friends from high school, a girl that we were really good friends with and her boyfriend, or from college. Yep. And they were like, yeah, let's go down. Let's go to a ball game. So my buddy and I decided to buy a 12-pack each of Busch Lights.
Oh, that's
We're like
solid
all day
decision
drinking,
making.
all day drinking beer. Let's do
Trashy.
it. Like, it's all good, right? You don't. Here's the thing. We started like driving our way down to Guarantee Rate at like, oh god, it was like noonish. I think it was a little bit before noon for a 1 o'clock game. So like, no, that's not enough time to tailgate. We got to start, having
Early.
a couple in
Let's
the
just
having a
say
couple in
early.
the car.
Gotta grease the wheels here, baby. Yeah, a little road
Exactly.
soda. There you go.
So exactly.
Okay.
So you crank a couple out in the car. We parked out in, oh god, what was that, lot C? So we're like across the street. We're on the far end for some reason. I don't know how we ended up there, but we're out on an island and we still have these packs of Busch Light, and we're like, fuck it, we got to drink all of these. Probably pounded about, after the few in the car, we probably pounded about 6 or 7 Busch Lights each, within
Your cheap ass,
fucking
motherfucker.
half hour. Within a
I'm
half
not gonna waste
hour.
a single bush light because that's
a
too
half
much
hour.
money.
Now we had a couple bush lights each left, and we knew that our friends were going to meet up with us at 35th Street Red Hots. So we're like, you know what? One for each of us, and then we'll give one to Mark and Laura too. As like a
Right.
hey, down this before you get in the ballpark. So we're each almost a dozen bush lights each within.
I like how you said you didn't say a
hour and
dozen
half.
beers. You said a dozen bush lights because that's not the same thing.
That's true.
Very different.
I mean, it really is. But nonetheless, we pounded almost, a 12-pack of Busch Lights each, walk into the park, and because we were so, willing to buy their food and give them a beer before they walked in the ballpark, they were like, all the beer is on us, and we're sitting out in the bleachers on a Sunday afternoon in August. So I'm fucking toasting my ass off, drinking 4 20-ounce beers that they bought us. They were probably Modelo's. I think they were Modelo's. I can't remember. They were beer, and they were given to me. Am I going to turn it down? No.
So, Steve, let me do the math here. It's 3:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. You're 17 beers deep, and you have to teach school the next day. I want to catch all the listeners up. I think.
No.
That's where
Beef,
we're at,
you missed the worst part. I drove down to the fucking ballpark.
Yes.
I'm not in walking distance like you assholes.
Oh, God.
So what did we decide to do when the ball game was over at about 4:15ish? Is how are we gonna sober up? Oh, let's go over to Turtles and let's decide to order wings and beer, more beer.
Yeah.
So
That always
of
sobers you
course,
up.
beer always does it. Friend buys you the beer, and nothing sobers you up more than a dozen barbecue wings from Turtles and a nice cold glass of Two Hearted from
Two-hearted.
Dumbass.
At least you went to
Jesus.
centers.
Yeah, right. So walk back to the car barely in time before they close up the lots.
Lock your ass in there.
I drove. I somehow got me and my roommate's asses home. Not a good idea. And
Be
parked the
lucky.
car.
You guys are lucky your kids don't go to this school. Like,
So my girlfriend was coming over to the apartment too to do laundry because laundry's free at our place. We had an in-unit. So I park the car. I get back into the place. I grab my Gatorade out of the fridge and I pass out on the couch, spilling Gatorade all over myself within the next couple hours.
Fucking beautiful.
So that is my most intoxicated story from the
Man.
ballpark.
Jesus, that deserves its own fucking podcast. Holy
Yeah, that
shit.
should just be a whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Here's the story of how Steve is just barely still alive.
we need a documentary.
We still
Actually,
got another question to go from you guys.
I'm not
30.
dead by Steve-O.
All right, Steve. Steve, your question now.
Oh, fuck. You want? Let's keep it quick.
He's
And
coming up with it right now.
we're gonna
Okay, we
keep
got
it.
time.
We're gonna keep it quick. We're gonna keep it on the topic of alcohol since it went here. I'm gonna go back to my original question.
There we go.
I've already switched 3 times in the last 30 minutes.
It's 3 things. That's okay.
My original thank you. My original question is if you could only have one hard lick, because I know all of you guys are for the most part, like major beer drinkers. Like beer is usually your main choice. I know Chirizi, you probably dabble the most in hard liquor as you're sipping on something over there, whatever that is.
So I'm more the hard liquor guy. Beef is more the wine guy, and then
Yep.
my Zach Summers the beer guy. But
Yeah.
it's normally beer across the
But if-
board.
Exactly.
games,
So
yeah.
if you could only have one hard liquor for the rest of your life, that includes shots, that includes mixed drinks, that includes everything across the board, what is it going to be?
Well, I'll go first because it's the easiest.
wanna
And
go first?
Yeah.
be brand specific too, please.
Oh,
Ooh,
brand
okay.
specific.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, wait, do I have to pay for it?
Great question. Yes, I'll say yes.
So okay, so if I have to pay for it, I can't go too expensive, but I gotta go rye. I'll be drinking rye. So I would go like probably Templeton because it's pretty
Bang for your
inexpensive
buck.
for what it is, but it's really good. So
Yeah.
I'll go Templeton rye.
Fair.
I would, and this is like a tough decision because I think what I would drink the most, if I could only, okay, but now do I have beer too? Can I have beers and this, or no? It's just one.
Beers and this.
Just take
Okay.
Malort. You're
All right,
good.
then.
Just
No, I'm not doing that. Do it one better.
Oh,
Since I can still have beer, because that's probably would be my go-to anyway, and I don't really drink. I used to drink a lot of vodka, and then I started blacking out with the vodka, so I don't drink vodka anymore.
hello.
So I'm kind of over that. I'm gonna go with the most easy shot to do when you're drinking beers, Jägermeister. I'm gonna take Jägermeister. Honestly, it's something that is
You should
not,
tear off your shirt and have an affliction
Seriously.
shirt on underneath it.
Unbelievable.
No one was expecting that answer right
Fucking
there.
party animal.
I actually like Jägermeister. It's one of the few shots that I'll actually do. I hate tequila. I'm not a big tequila fan. It drives me crazy. I don't drink bourbon. I'm not a whiskey guy. I hate whiskey. Every time I have whiskey, I get sick. I will do. I will have a vodka if I have to. But if I'm going to shoot something, it is definitely just give me a Jägermeister or a Malort, because Malort's nothing. It's like a schnapps. So.
I just imagine my sock summer like walking into like a really fancy steakhouse and be like, I'll have 3 fingers of Jaeger.
Give me a teeth of Jaeger, please. Before I eat this tomahawk.
You're like,
Treasy-
why?
Treasy, Chicago Cut has the aged Jaeger, so that's where you want to go with your 3 fingers.
Beef, what about you?
Mine's easy. So these guys know I have several bottles of it in my wine cellar right now. If I'm going anything, I'm going tequila, and I'll specifically go Cazadores, and I'll go Reposado, because I feel comfortable drinking that neat, doing a shot of it or mixing it into a margarita. So it's the most versatile out of what I would drink. I like tequila better than any other hard liquor, so that's 100% mine. I thought of it immediately right when you asked the question.
It's a great choice. Of all of the tequilas, to be honest, I fucking hate tequila because once when I was 19, 20, I was on North Ave Beach and drank an entire water bottle full of tequila without a chaser. And then passed out on the beach and then got sun poison. It was great.
I was going to say, you got burned to shit.
Yeah,
too, right?
Absolutely.
The sun that got you. It was definitely
You're
the
a smart
sun.
guy.
Yep. So Cazadores is great tequila though.
I got a bottle of
I love
Cazadores at my house right now, and it's like sitting there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. And it's one of the ones from Mexico that
nice.
got brought up, and I was just like, I'm clearing out everything in my liquor cabinet, like not clearing it out, like throwing it out, like I'm drinking it, but like I'm going through everything, and I saw that, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave that because eventually again, I will see Beef Loaf in the flesh. He might be wearing his yoga pants, but nevertheless, he gets.
And I'll be honest, I am quite fleshy right now, so you'll love it when we actually do see each other. How about you, Tommy? How about you, Tommy? I know you just finished off a bottle of Kettle One there, but let's say it's not Kettle One.
Yeah. I'm thinking, so here's the thing. Kettle One was an experiment for me. So I'm done with it. And, a full bottle in, I'm like, would I go back? Yeah, but it's not the best. I've always been, my heart's with Stoli, honestly. That was the first vodka handle I bought for myself. And it was like, man, love at first sight. You know what I mean? So I definitely partake in, but here's the thing. We have an unofficial sponsor that I have to shout out. Jeppson's finest Swedish liqueur, Malort. So gotta say Malort, I think, hypothetically, because we're still trying to make them pay us, but they won't. So they don't know that we say this about them, by the way. But
I think they do. They ignore us.
You sound a little bit like Ricky Bobby there. Powerade is delicious. And obligated by contract to say this during this this dinner?
So officially, unofficially, Malort, but officially, probably Stoli.
Nice.
Final answer.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no doubt. Steve?
Malort, it's what puts hair on this chest. I mean,
Not
it's
on
what
your
makes it's still, I know I don't have much hair up here, but
you still got some good hair.
You don't have to compliment him. He knows the truth.
The kids get to me.
Yeah, it's the kids. Not the 18 beers the day before going to see the kids. That has nothing to do with it.
The way that you put that when you say it's 18 beers, I think about it now and I'm like, fuck, what was I thinking?
You didn't do the math the day of, like shit.
It's really funny. I would take Jepson's Malort over any rail alcohol shot in my entire life.
You guys ready to prove that that's your choice there?
Dude,
I got a bottle up on the counter. I will go grab it in just a second.
Oh, man.
I would, but I'm out.
Damn, it's the shot off.
But outside of that, it would be if I had like a runner up, it would be Apple Crown.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know it's a little sweet.
I had some Apple Crown in my.
I remember when I was 19, I met up with a bunch of high school friends. We were all hanging out, and for some reason, the only thing we could get our hands on at that time was a bunch of Bud Light and Apple Crown. And we had a handle, like a very big bottle of Apple Crown.
Tell me it was room temperature, please.
And no, the thing is, the liquor was room temperature for sure. And so was the Bud Light. So I'm like, I'm not drinking room temperature Bud Light. The fuck you mean? So I took like 14 shots of that fucking Apple Crown.
Good God.
And I also drove home that night and was completely fine.
Remember, drunk Shy Sox fan. That's drunk Shy Sox fan. There's a reason this guy is a fucking nightmare.
So back when we started sitting in the 108, when we first started sitting in the 108, just me and Beef at this time, we hadn't even met My Sox Summer yet.
Yeah.
And there's another group of guys that sit there. Two of them still sit there. But we went on a road trip with them, and the one guy just always drank Crown. He was just a big Crown drinker. He just loved it. And I remember we walked into a bar in Cincinnati, and they were already there. We had just drove in, and it was us and our buddy Slim Mick was with us. And the guy just yells. You could hear he's got like a foghorn of a voice, and he just is like, "What are you guys drinking? I'm buying shots." And we're like, "Oh, whatever you're having, Mike." And he just lines up a whole row of Crown for us. And our buddy Slim Mick is just like, dude, I will vomit if I drink that. We just drove 5.5 hours here. And then we're like, drink a fucking shot, man. You're a grown man, drink a shot. And so he takes a shot, right? And we're not really paying attention. And he walks away. And like 10 minutes later, our buddy Darren goes to the bath. I think it was Darren, either Darren or Dan, one of the two dudes went in the bathroom. And they came out and they're like, yo, someone puked in the fucking urinal? And Slim Mick's just like, it was me right here.
I love the hand raise, like, guilty.
Right here, sir.
He's like, I told you guys I was going to do it. So I went and threw up. I'm still drinking.
Yep.
The honesty.
Rally.
The fucking honesty. I love it.
See, I was shocked because I know Steve-O used to be a rapper. I thought he was going to go with Hennessy. But Crown is like Hennessy's little brother.
Fucking
And then Apple, so it's a little bit of sweetness, makes sense to me.
Oh, God,
lined up, huh? My Sox Summer, you got our question lined up?
I
first?
have the question.
Beautiful.
So the other day, our esteemed colleague, James Fox, posted a picture of an Instagram picture, and it showed Oscar Col. Is it Colas or Colas?
Yeah, Oscar Colas.
Colas. Okay. It showed his Instagram, and he was followed by the Sox, Luis Robert, and
Good pronunciation.
and then Jose or something. No, Makata. Makata was on there. Yeah, this is having fun with it. It's Luis Robert. All right.
Take it easy.
Pantera.
Let's keep going.
Lou Bob, for those in the know.
Pantera.
Anyway, So he wrote, he's like, I don't know what this means. I don't have an Instagram, but this can't be bad, right? And somebody said, he is supposed to be the Cuban, and now I'm going to need your guys' help because I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Shohei Ohtani.
And you know who I'm talking about.
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Yeah, shut up, Steve. Fuck, that's part of the show. Let my
You,
son
Steve.
fuck everything up.
Sorry.
He didn't fuck it up. I didn't hear it. So, Shohei. Ohtani.
Hey, you got the last part right.
The last name. Good job.
So he's the Cuban
Oh my god.
Ohtani. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to say.
I'm surprised it wasn't
I was
Otani.
like,
Shit.
Ohtani. Whatever.
Holy shit! That was common knowledge.
I'm not good at names. Like I didn't know these guys' names for a really long time, and we sat together for like 3 years.
Yohei Otani?
You guys should have seen how he spelled it earlier. That
It
was
was bad.
fucking impressive.
Really bad.
This is nothing. This is nothing, though, guys. We had our guy on from Goose, a guy who we have a great relationship with. That's how we have the Goose sponsorship for the Sunday soap. And my son Summer asked this fucking guy his last name pronunciation 3 times right before we go on. We click record, right? He does the intro and he says the last name fucking wrong right out of the gate.
I am done.
Greasy and I almost fell right out of our chairs.
I knew I said it wrong. Bad. So anyway, so that's his nickname. And so my question is, what would be your nickname, like in high school, college, if it was according, well, let's just say high school because it'll be easier, according to your abilities? Would somebody say, that guy is such and such, whatever, the Lake Forest, whatever. Like, I don't know where you guys grew up. I just threw Lake Forest out there because it came into my fucking drug-addled mind.
That was racist.
Like, what would be the nickname that would be your ability?
Just because we're white.
Let's be
Yeah.
real.
Yes,
You
I'm
got
from the suburbs, all right?
Park
So,
Ridge
like-
over there.
So like my nickname, I feel like would be the like the alternative guy that's good at nothing. Like
Yeah, way
not
to keep
nothing.
it
No,
short.
the guy. No. Hold on. Not that. It's more
very snappy.
mediocre. The alternative tall guy that's pretty mediocre about everything. I think that would be a good one.
It's a nickname.
But also,
I'm trying to
Is
think
this
your
a
abilities,
nickname
though.
or
like your
a paragraph
abilities.
to describe you?
let's pull the rope back a little bit here.
Okay.
Didn't they say he's the Cuban Otani, right? So wouldn't
Yeah.
you
Ohtani,
be the
yeah.
so like you'd be the Sterling
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, hey, let's do it this way.
You'd be the Sterling Bill Wennington or some shit.
Yes,
like
let's
that.
pick.
That's how you
Yes,
do
let's
it,
pick out. Let's pick an athlete that
Yeah, that's-
describes us in high school.
Oh,
This is why we
God.
should have
Or anyone.
workshopped it today.
I have no athlete that's going to
Or it could be
describe
anyone.
me.
Doesn't have to be
It
an
could be
athlete.
anyone.
Just-
It should
yeah,
be
Okay,
anyone.
okay.
Okay.
This is the
All right,
guy who played what? Did you play volleyball in high school?
I played volleyball.
Okay, that's
But
cool.
like not well. So okay. So first off, I'm from Park Ridge, which was most recently described to me as the closest you can get to Chicago without the minorities, which is a horrible thing, but very accurate. Horrible thing. Again, but still so accurate. And I would probably call myself the Park Ridge man. The Park Ridge version of Tom Cruise, because I'm short as fuck and
Oh.
a little out there, like
All right.
not that I'm into Scientology or anything, but like
Well, maybe you are. Maybe that's what you're trying to tell us. Are you trying to recruit us? Is that what
I
this
mean,
is?
if we all wake up in Florida at the whatever that like fucking like Scientology beach resort is, I mean, it's not my fault. You guys followed me, right? So
Teresa, these guys are too young for it, but Tommy is the Park Ridge Monroe Clark.
Oh, yes.
I remember Side Out.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Oh,
You guys.
The
Oh.
beach volleyball player.
You guys should watch Side Out now. You will get that joke.
It's not a good movie.
It's a terrible movie. It's a
like
terrible
what-
movie.
Oh God!
But
It's
is that
like
his
with the
name,
volleyball,
Inside
or-
Out?
It
though?
is a volleyball. It is a
I was
beach
gonna say,
volleyball
like-
movie with C. Thomas Howell. Because if you
Hey,
don't know who C. Thomas Howell is, it's Tommy Chung's son-in-law. So
Sorry,
that counts for
dude.
something.
Like right over. What is that? Like the 1980s, dude? I wasn't
That is
alive.
that is 80s or early 90s, right?
Yeah, I think that's 80s.
Yeah.
Early 90s. Still wasn't alive. Sorry, guys.
How
So
about you,
I,
Steve? Oh, go ahead.
Fuck.
Oh, no, no.
Oh God. Shit.
I don't know.
Oh,
this is
Jesus
great.
Christ.
This is good. Like Tommy had a really great response to start.
Fucking
just make sure
shit.
it's like 30 or 40 words long, like My Sock Summers.
I'm gonna change mine.
All right.
My
You
son
already
only
went,
go three
right?
times.
Like-
That's okay.
Give me my dick
Yo,
back.
my
Give me
talk
dick back.
summary. You got this. Go for it.
So I'm gonna say, because now that we've got this all like right in, like got it all lined up, I'm gonna say the Sterling, Brendan Fraser.
That's actually very good. That's
That was
very
fun. I was definitely into weed. But I was nice and skinny there in high school and Sterling years. So, and Brendan Fraser, Encino Man. Think Encino Man, Brendan Fraser. Yeah, that's kind of like a spirit animal for me in high school.
Spirit animal. I want to go on record saying I actually hate Brendan Fraser as an actor. So like,
Oh, damn.
sorry,
seen
bro.
Shots fired right
Encino
there.
Man.
I've seen the fucking Mummy,
good.
but we
no,
love
piece of
you as
cinema.
a person. Jacob.
Remember when he won that Oscar for Encino Man? Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, listen. With that Sean
that
Astin
one
kid,
time?
fucking, he was in the Rudy movie. He was Rudy, right? Sean Astin was Rudy, right?
And
You're damn
Samwise,
right.
yes.
Rudy sucks, by
And,
the way. Sorry, Steve.
It's not even true, so it's fine.
So no, but he like you should watch that movie because the way that he he gets his feelings across without saying a word because he's a caveman is just it's Oscar worthy. I'm somewhat insulted that Teresi made fun of Brendan Fraser's performance as the Encino Man. So
I feel like every time we have
plus
younger
that's probably
guests,
short.
we have younger guests on here. You're trying to sell them on some dumb movie from like 20 years ago. It's like old guys recommending movies to young people. Like
Yeah,
that's what
sell
the show
them.
should be.
Sell them on a great movie like Side Out, you prick.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
All right.
Biodome maybe. Try Biodome.
I'll go if
shit.
no one else is ready.
Yeah.
Go for
Watch
it.
'em all.
I'm
So I was-
ready, but you go for it.
I was
I'm
thinking
ready.
about this. So like I've never really been good at much. I'm not terrible at anything. Never been really good at much, but I'm like a really good friend. And a lot of my friends when I was young were, I don't know, Beef. How would you describe them? Terrible people. Or,
Drug addicts.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. How do you want to? Yeah.
I'm gonna call
Criminals.
myself
Always
However you wanna
holding.
say it.
always holding.
Holding.
I'm gonna call myself the Mexican Millhouse. That's gonna be my.
Oh my god!
It's good.
Oh, the alliteration to boot. That's perfect.
Seriously. Oh fuck. Okay.
I'll go next.
you go next, you go.
I didn't spend much of my high school years drinking and drugging like Treasy did. I actually,
Drugging.
believe it or not, I played basketball. So I played basketball for De La Salle, which is right here in the South Side. And back then, you know, a lot of the guys on the team, this is when North Carolina was real good and they were big. A lot of the guys on the team said that my game was like Dante Calabria's game. Or it could just be that we both had big, gigantic noses and we kind of looked alike. But regardless, I'll be the Bridgeport Dante Calabria. How's that sound?
I love that.
I like that. I would go the Hispanic Hito Turkoglu, but that's
Oh, no, that's up my alley. That's more up my generation. I love that. That's
my
good.
God.
Thank you, Sharizi, for helping me put that in perspective.
Fucking
All right.
wordsmith over here. Everything's alliteration. Like, what the
Seriously.
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm very drunk.
Fuck. Unbelievable. All right, I came up with mine.
All right. I am Rockford's Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
Because not only because of my high
yeah.
school mixtape, but that high school mixtape had zero beats that were my own. So I ripped off beats from other artists, like YouTube to MP3 shit, and then dropped it into GarageBand, and then dropped my like whispered tracks over it because I didn't want to hear my parents rapping, like while I was rapping over this track, and I had my earbuds in. There was one time it was like 6:30 in the morning, and I'm recording a track before school, and my mom or my dad, I can't remember who it was like, "What are you doing down there?" And I was like, "Nothing, fucking nothing."
Steve, the way you originally said it, it sounded like you didn't want to hear your parents rapping. Like they were upstairs spitting. And you're like, "Oh man, I'm jealous of them. I can do better than they do." Also, what the fuck? I mean, why you guys do? Where's your 808, baby, man? You got to make your own beats. Shit, that's how Kanye made it. That's why you're doing this podcast, and Kanye made all that money. He was doing it on the 808, motherfucker.
You're right, man.
I gotta admit, if you would have told me that Vanilla Ice was Rockford's Vanilla Ice, I would have believed you.
Oh no!
All right. I think it's time we allow My Sock Summer to do his third nickname. Go ahead, My Sock.
No, I did it.
This is how we close it out. Close it out with a nickname. My Sock Summer.
Nope. I was just gonna say that I feel like if Steve-O's parents were rappers, they would probably be drinking Hennessy. I mean, and he's drinking Hennessy's little brother.
Oh shit! That's probably how it was conceived.
That's okay. Probably in Rockford, you're probably not that far off, to be honest. I mean,
oh shit!
There was definitely a heavy rap track going on in the background.
All right,
your goddamn rap name, baby.
Hey,
Hennessy.
chill
There
out,
you go.
Sterling. West of Rochelle on 88. We're getting a little weird.
Hey man, you pick Rochelle to say it starts getting weird in Rochelle.
Gentlemen, thanks so much.
I want to hear this
joining us.
mixtape. I want to hear the high school mixtape.
It's bad, homie.
Oh, I want to hear it though. I want to hear everything you have done, Steve-O. I'm not kidding. I have moved my Zoom over to the second page so I can look you right in the face. Hear all of your songs, Steve-O. I want to hear everything you have produced and ripped off or whatever.
You know what? Just because you assholes let us on for it, I'm so honored. By the way, I will shoot you the one song that's on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh,
all right.
Yes. I actually
We deserve it.
Actually, no, I don't want it. I don't want it in advance. I want it to be a live listen on your podcast. We come on and we do a live listen to you and we critique it.
Yes.
And you know what? You guys got yourself a deal.
and I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, Cherizi or Loaf, but I want to say that we didn't like bring you on because we felt sorry for you. We brought you on because you earned it. Like if we see something out there floating out there and we're like, hey, that's fucking cool. We want them to come in and do something with us. We all heard the most recent podcast with Carrie, and holy fucking shit. Like that was funny. We talked about it. We talked about it in group chat and we were like, you gotta listen to this. This is hilarious. So and then we're just like, okay, it makes absolutely 100% sense to have these guys on and we can chop it up with them and it'll be great.
Hey, we're fucking honored. Like, I mean, I don't know about Tommy, but when I first got started with White Sox Twitter, you guys were the main guys that I looked up to and your content, what you guys do. So I'm fucking, this was a big deal. It was on Tommy's birthday at, oh God, you guys messaged us at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night on Monday to come on. And I called Tommy as soon as I saw the fucking message. And I was like, hope you had a great birthday. By the way, happy birthday. Check your fucking Twitter DMs.
Yeah. So honestly honored that you guys were looking out for my birthday. I know you were planning that shit. So fucking pulling out the bottle. Let's go, baby.
That's right. Fuck. I'm about to go I wish I had my bottle of more in reaching distance.
Now, I gotta say, that means the world to me, My Sock Summer, even though you're saying that only because you're high out of your fucking mind.
I'm drinking
doesn't
too.
matter.
So
So you're high, you're drunk. I mean, it still means a lot. I mean, so.
I didn't mispronounce anything though while I was saying it, so you know it's from the heart.
There you go. Truth. All right,
Steve,
man.
Tommy,
We
thanks so
appreciate
much
you
for
guys.
joining us, boys. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Look
Hey.
forward to doing this again. We should cut it up, even not on air. You know, we don't need
Hell
the people
yeah.
to see all this shit. Let's do this again.
Most
All
definitely.
right, man.
100%
On your
agree.
show.
Thanks for
Been a
having
lot
us
of
on,
fun.
guys. Much
Later.
Hey,
appreciated.
bros.